welcome to tomorrow again. I spend a lot of time in this car. I really do. I'm always on the go. Um, I finally got my office the way I want everything set up. I still need to get a better chair. I'll give you guys a tour of my office soon. Right now, I don't. It's just like but I'll give you. I have some pictures to put up to that need to get to be framed, and I'll give you an office tour. It's just a small office. It's nothing fancy. I wanted to talk to you guys today about a few things. The first thing I wanted to talk about is money. In a previous video, I mentioned that save your money and make sure you have some cash on hand. That is literally old school mother wit talking. I feel very strongly that that's going to come in handy. If you want, you can have several little funds going on. Add to your funding as much as you can. Put a little bit away. Put some away in the bank. Put a little bit away here and there. And those zip up bags here, I'm going to show you. I've got one here. These zip bags like this. I don't know if you can see it. These, you can get them at Walmart or anywhere really cheap. This is a very good start. Add money in this type of container and kind of keep it on hand in a safe place, even if you have to buy a safe. This I use for my receipts. I have one for coupons and stuff like that, but that's the kind of zip bag that I'm talking about. Make sure you always have money, and make sure you set a line of being without funds in your mind and to everyone else, really. If maybe your cutoff point is $500 or $100, and once you get to that point, well, only got $100 left. Instead of saying that, well, I'm broke, I can't spend any more money. That I've done that for years. I've thought that way for years. I used to smoke a pack of cigarettes every day. I stopped smoking about almost 5 years ago. And what prompted me, I know I'm on a whole nother subject, but since I've stopped smoking, it has really helped me to be able to save more money. I was spending close to, I want to say $250 a month on cigarettes. Speaking of cigarettes, if any of you out there are smokers, let me tell you something. The urge for smoking, the urge to smoke is so strong. After 10 years, 15, 20 years, people will return to that bad habit. That's how strong the urge can be. In keeping 100% honest, I haven't touched a cigarette. I haven't bought cigarettes. I haven't inhaled cigarette smoke in almost 5 years. This May will be 5 years. I'm so proud of myself. And there's no returning back to that for me. I can't physically inhale cigarette smoke. I can't inhale any kind of smoke. I can barely wear perfume. As you guys know, I was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma about 5 years ago, in which I stopped smoking right before the diagnosis, believe it or not. But I wanted to share this message with you guys regarding smoking cigarettes. You will always be tempted to smoke. Say, for instance, you're smoking a cigarette right now. As soon as you put that cigarette out, within a few minutes, maybe for some people a few hours, you're going to get that urge again. When you stop smoking, you still occasionally will have that urge again. You're only an urge away from your next cigarette. Instead of dealing with that, deal with the urge. Rationalize in your mind the urge and how you're going to react to having that urge. I can't speak for drugs or alcohol. I've never drank. As a matter of fact, I don't even know what most alcohol tastes like. I don't know what whiskey, gin, those types of things, I don't know what it tastes like. I've smelled it, but I've never tasted it. I've never consumed it. And I don't deal with illegal drugs. So I can't really speak on those things other than it's not for me. Those things are not for me. But when it comes to nicotine, I can speak fully. I smoked for years, and that urge is extremely strong. So pick a time. It doesn't have to be January 1st. Pick a time, pick a day that you want to deal with the challenge of not succumbing to that urge. Don't think of it as stop smoking cigarettes. Think of it a little bit as not giving in to that urge, because you're one urge away from being a non-smoker. If you don't give in to the urges, eventually it gets easier. The first year for me was extremely hard. It was very difficult. I was constantly, that urge was coming up. After 2-3 months of not smoking, I still was getting that urge. I know people that say, they stop smoking and they don't feel the urge, the need to smoke again. Well, I wasn't one of those. And even now, occasionally, I will have an urge to smoke. Now, the thing is, my urge to smoke and my stubborn nature is not even. My stubborn my stubborn nature is stronger than my urge to smoke. And the urge only lasts maybe 10 seconds, 15 seconds, and it seems like it's longer than that, but it doesn't. For me, at this point, it doesn't last that long. For those of you who have stopped smoking, who have stopped using illegal drugs, who have stopped, who have beat their battle with alcohol, my hat's off to you. It's not easy. And I know there's someone out there, I'm positive there's lots of someones out there who are dealing with those very demons now, dealing with those battles. You're one urge away. It's the urge. It's not the cigarettes. It's not anything other than that urge you have to indulge. So, and another thing, I'm really long-winded tonight, huh? I'm on my way to get a couple of items to put in my office. And before it gets too dark, I wanted to make sure that I recorded this video and we'll have it out to you in a very short period of time. So, I got another question to ask you. If you could pick another job, another hobby, or to be self-employed, or to travel somewhere you've never been, what would you pick? What would you do? If you literally let's just take, for example, another job, a whole nother career. I don't care if you've been doing what you've done for 20 years. What would you do as a second career? Especially if you're, in your late 30s and your early 40s, you're kind of at that halfway point. Did you ever think about changing careers or maybe just continue the career you're on? But I'll tell you what, I'll tell you a regret I have. If I had to do it over again, I would have picked a job, which it was nursing. It was nursing that I picked. Well, I would pick a job and I would stay on that same job. And I think I would retire. I would think more about the later years, how the job that I, chose, or the vocation that I chose, how that would impact my later years. My first job choice was nursing. I retired from nursing. And my second job choice was to become a writer. Well, I've been writing here and there most of my adult life. I've been published, and I still enjoy writing. I even wrote a play, you guys. I wrote a play. I didn't get published, but it was written, and there were 7 songs that I wrote in the play, for the play. I think I had very lofty goals, and I didn't exactly know the direction to take to get there. And I had some personal issues that occurred, and I wasn't able to uh, see it to fruition. If you had to pick a hobby, something that you've always wanted to do and you just never did it, you never took the time to sacrifice for it or spend the time required to do it. You know, something I've always wanted to do, I've always wanted to play the piano, and I just never ever did it. I just always wanted to really badly, and I don't know why I never took the time to learn. When I was younger, it was all, I mean, I used to obsessively uh, want to play the piano. I'm not one of those people that can play by ear. My son can. He can play by ear, but I can't. I don't even understand how anyone can do that. So, what sort of hobby would you choose for yourself? If it was just up to you, which it is, if you didn't have to consider really anything else, you could just delve into whatever your hobby is, what would you pick? I'm curious. I have another question. Did you ever believe in Santa Claus? I know I did. My cousins used to come visit for Christmas, and they were a lot older than me, and they'd get us hyped up about Santa Claus and tell us that they saw him, you know, flying in the sky, and oh my gosh, that was so magical back in those days. Well, did you guys ever believe in Santa Claus, and what made you stop believing? What made you realize it wasn't true? Did someone tell you, or did you see your parents putting the gifts underneath the tree? And this question's for anybody out there who celebrates Christmas. What are your views on that? So, how did it affect your trust in other people when the people closest to you um, essentially fibbed? I mean, it's not maybe the worst thing in the world, but there is no Santa Claus. Oh, this video isn't for kids anyway. But how did it make you feel when you realized that there really wasn't a Santa Claus? Did that affect your adult life? And if it did, how did it affect your life? Um, I don't think it affected my life. I'm not really sure that it did. Maybe because I didn't believe it that long. It wasn't that serious to me. And then as a child, um, my family began to not celebrate Christmas anymore. So after I was about 6 years old, we didn't have Christmas anymore, and that really didn't affect me. I guess it's because I was so young. I don't know. Um, so yeah, I'm just curious how things like that affect people. You know, when you've been told something your entire life, and then all of a sudden it's no longer the truth. How would that cause some trust issues? Would that cause some issues with the people that you love? Do you think of that as a lie, or is it something that's allowed? Do people tell their kids that Santa Claus brought all the presents? Has things changed? Have things changed over the years? I don't know. I never told my kids that there was a Santa Claus. We never really celebrated Christmas. We had gifts, and we had, you know, the big meal type of situation, but it was never any direct. We didn't put a whole lot of weight into Christmas. Uh, we didn't think of it as anything religious or anything mandatory. It was just kind of a day that they got gifts, essentially. Um, so yeah, I I just thought I'd run those things past you, kind of see, you know, what you're thinking, see what you want to talk about. But back to the financial aspects of things, it is extremely important to save your money. I mean, that's not something you need a psychic or an intuitive to tell you. That's just simply being responsible. I feel like there should be some cash on hand just in case. I know it's probably not, the safest thing to do to keep cash in your house. Certainly don't tell anyone. Don't go and just make sure that you can support yourself and make sure you can support yourself and not look to the government or any outside agency to help you because they just may not be able to do that. I hope this video reaches you in the best of health, the best of happiness. And until my next video, which will be soon, because this is Vlogmas 13, is it? Yeah, Vlogmas 13, you guys. Yes, I'm going to vlog every single day, some days even twice a day, until Christmas Day. Knowing me, I'll still do a vlog after Christmas Day, but I'm not obligated, remember, just till Christmas Day. And I'm going to bring you lots of interesting content. One thing I'm kind of looking forward to is doing a tarot card reading. One of my subscribers asked that I do a tarot card reading on the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth. And I think I will do that. I have to get my cards spread out and figure all that out because I don't want it to be confusing and kind of crunched up. So as soon as I'm able to get all that figured out, I am going to do a tarot card reading on her. She is way, way up there in age. Will Charles ever be the King of England? Will William step in and be the King of England? It's interesting. I have a feeling there's going to be lots of changes in the monarchy really, really soon. I'm not predicting any death. I don't know that. I haven't even read her tarot cards, and even the tarot cards can't predict that. I mean, she is up there in age. It's kind of something that I'm sure a lot of people are looking at. So I'm going to do a tarot card reading on her really soon and see what the cards say. This is tomorrow again. Wishing you guys the best of the best. Try to get some sleep if it's nighttime that you are watching this video. Try to rest. Try to not overly worry about things. There's a song. Doris Day sang it back in the days. Que sera, sera, sera. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. And in a way, I think that's a very healthy attitude to adopt. Try to do the best you can to keep your life flowing easily, but what you can't control, don't worry about it. Keep your energy open. Keep your energy open to receive goodness. Let's do that. It's tomorrow again. Until my next video.